Hello friends, we are still in the Old English period. Now we are thinking about inflections. I hope you know what inflection is by now. Changing the ending of the word for changing the meaning, and also making that word in agreement with other words in the sentence. Now you know it is inflected for Old English nouns, adjectives, and then definite articles. They were, and also personal pronouns, that is I, you, we, you, he, she, it, etc. These were fully inflected. Modern English also you find that the personal pronouns are inflected. But Old English, not only the personal pronouns but also other words like the article. Now modern English, the definite article we have only one word, that is the. There is no cases, no numbers, no gender, nothing of that sort. Only one word, that is the. But you can see how during the modern English period, the early modern English period, the total loss of inflections affected this definite article. For that we should know what was the situation in the Old English period. Now you can see that picture of the inflections of the Old English period. Now just see, for the sake of, what I said now, yeah, that is for the sake of your interest. That's the thing. To know how these forms, or how the definite article today we have only one, and how many forms were there in the Old English period and Middle English period, etc. That's our knowledge, So you are interested in these things. History of English language is a very challenging subject. So you have got, as we said, two numbers, singular and plural. Two numbers. Today you don't have any such thing. And then we had three genders: masculine, feminine, neutral. Here also masculine, feminine and neutral. And we had four cases: nominative, nominative, genitive, dative, accusative. Nominative means subject, genitive means possession, dative means indirect object, and accusative means direct object. These things by isn't it? Now you can see the singular for masculine: say, oh, that. This diagram. Do you remember I told you this diagram? Old English spelling, we had a diagram like this. Diagram means two symbols written together like this, two letters. And then we have got genitive. So if you have to say the man, you have to say man. First say the girl, you have to say your girl. The stone, you have to say that stone. Understand? That stone is good like that. Now you have got the genitive forms are das, dare, das. Das, dare, das. So if you have to say of the stone, you have to say das stone. Of the girl, dare girl. Of the boy, das boy. Genitive. Then dative, dam, dare, dam. Dam, dare, dam. Dam, dare, dam. Dam, dare, dam. So dative, das. So genitive, das, dare. Sorry. Here's a small mistake here. Not this one, but sorry for the mistake. Sorry for the inconvenience caused to you. Dare, this one. Das, dare, not the other one. So dam, dare, dam. So if you want to say to the stone, dam stone. Or you have to say to the girl, you have to say dare girl. Magden, dare magden, you have to say. Maiden. Then to the man we have to say the man. The man. Understand? Again, done the and the. Done. The. So this is the done the sorry, again there is a mistake. Accusative is the and then the correct, the. Understand? So this was the form. So you have to say subject. He threw the stone. You have to say dam stan. Dam stane. So the stan. Yes, stan. Yes. Then you have to say, suppose it is feminine. To the girl, sorry, he met the girl. You have to say the Magdalene. You have to say he met the man. You have to say done man. Next subject. Sorry, object. Accusative. Then plural, of course, masculine, feminine, neutral, only one form, that is nominative, but cases were the genitive, dative, and the accusative. That is da, dara, da, dara, dara, da, dara. Then here dam, da, dam, da. Look at that. So how many forms? How many forms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 forms. This simple word the definite article, it has 16 forms in Old English. That's why the Old English possessed a fully inflected definite article. Fully. Although you can see now, says here that the meaning is the. But what happens is, it is today, it has also, you can say, the word really is a demonstrative pronoun. In fact, the word is a demonstrative pronoun and it survives in modern English as a demonstrative that. Modern English, one of the survivals, one of the surviving forms of this the is that in modern English. Or you can say, origin of that is from here. The origin of the demonstrative pronoun that is in a that boy, that girl, like that. So that is demonstrative, showing. So the demonstrative pronoun is that. So also it is used as a relative pronoun. Relative pronoun. See, for example, this is, that is used as a relative pronoun and that is used as a demonstrative in modern English. Modern English, it survives in modern English in the form of a demonstrative and also in the form of a relative. This is the house that Jack built. Say now, this is the house. This is the house that Jack built. So that is a relative pronoun. Because it relates, it's antecedent this house. This is the house that Jack built. That is, that refers back to house. So it is a relative pronoun, connecting pronoun, but connects both the parts of the sentence. And then you can see here demonstrative, I told you. So present, of course, it survives as the definite article. It's a definite article. Or you can say, from here, this pool of different forms of the definite article you have got today, the and that. That has got two uses. One as a demonstrative pronoun and the other as a relative pronoun. Most of the time this that relative pronoun is dropped. You can say this is the house Jack built. It's all right. This is the house, this is the man that or this is the house that Jack built. Even if you drop that, it's all right. It's got all right. I suppose it is clear. Now I am sure you are familiar with all kinds of this inflection. What is inflection? You get a picture of the Old English now. Fully inflected language, synthetic language, different forms for masculine, feminine, neutral. Then in different cases, nominative, genitive, dative, accusative. A cases means function. When a noun or a pronoun or a definite article or an adjective functions as the subject, connected with the subject is nominative. When it shows possession, it is genitive. When it is indirect object, it is dative. When it is direct object, it is accusative. Now it is clear. Instead of saying that object of a sentence, you can say accusative case. Instead of saying indirect object of a sentence, you can say the noun is in the dative case. Instead of saying that it shows possession, you can say the noun is in the genitive case. Instead of saying that this is something subject of the sentence, you can say the noun is in the nominative case. But of course, these days we don't have endings like that. We have only just one ending, and what that is for possession, possessive. We say now Tom apostrophe s tomes. So tomes is genitive case. Stone apostrophe s that is tones. That is genitive case, isn't it? Yes. Professor apostrophe s professors. That is genitive case. I think now that is clear to you. Very fine. Today this is enough because this is the Old English now. It must sometimes these inflections, this masculine, feminine, neutral cases. When you go through, there is a slight possibility that you may be intoxicated with the grammar of Old English. So I think I will administer this to you in homeopathic doses rather than in allopathic doses. Allopathic doses, surely I am sure that you will get tired of it now. Therefore, I am just slowly giving it to you in a homeopathic doses. Homeopathy, you take in small dose, but it has got tremendous effect. So like that, you are getting Old English grammar in small doses, but it has great effect because when you later on study the, that and so on, now you know from where does the come from, where is the origin of that, what is the origin of relative pronoun that, what is the origin of demonstrative pronoun that, etc. You know now. So your knowledge will become very solid, that's the thing. Understand that? If you have got some background, then your knowledge will become very solid. Right? Just as for example, your personality will become solid if you know about your ancestors. Who were they or what were they doing, from where they came to this place, how did they become prosperous and all, background and so on, Then what happens is your existence, you feel, oh, it is something solid. It is not I'm not a migrant, or I am not a wandering person, or I am not a nomad, or something like that. So you have got something firm. You are on the terra firma, they say. Terra firma means firm earth. So like that, your knowledge about English, Old English, and the grammar of Old English. Grammar of Old English is all inflections. Now mainly, now if you know all these things, when you say that, this is a demonstrative, it is a relative pronoun, and also you can see that is the. So the has that meaning of that, isn't it? When you say, once there was a king, the king was. Means what is the meaning? The king. The king was endless means that king was endless. So if you know that this demonstrative pronoun, that has the meaning of that, and how the whole thing has come up in the modern English, what is the origin of that, etc., then you will know where to use the. Understand? Because whenever something is particularized, you have learned the rule, no? When you particularize something, what do? You use the. See that? We say like that, the Bible, because you particularize that, isn't it? The Ramayana, the Mahabharata, like that. So also you say about, say when a second use, that is a rule, second use. What it means? Once there was a king, the king was. very generous. For the king, you are using the second time. So anything that you use a second time, you have to use the. Why? Because you have to say, demonstrate actually that king, not any other king. Well, my dear friends, this will be very useful to you if you go through all these things, because you are going to be teachers, great teachers of grammar, great teachers of English literature, and great teachers of language as such, comparative study also can be made. So for such things, a knowledge, a solid knowledge, very firm knowledge of, so that you can stand on terra firma. Terra firma, that is a Latin expression. Terra means earth. Firma, firm. Terra firma. That means you are an authority, you can become an authority, and you are expected to become authorities, and therefore this will definitely stand in good stead. It will be a great help to you. Therefore I humbly request you, you must learn these things. Another interesting thing is, once you learn, it is your property, and therefore you are not going to miss it. You are not it's not a temporary knowledge. That's the case with grammar. That's why we say that you should study grammar, because once you learn it, say for example, third person singular, and the subject is third person singular, the verb takes S at the end, etc. That remains, whether it is in 21st century, 23rd century, 24th century, IELTS or TOEFL, whatever it is, that rule remains as such. So once you master grammar, that will be yours all the time. Therefore, my dear friends, so let's have tomorrow we will have another instrument of inflections, that is personal pronouns. So get ready for that. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.